welcome back to Devils United. Got Luca again for another World Cup prediction. This time we'll be doing Group E. Luca, how are you?
I'm good, man. It's good to see you, us two, back on stream again, man. You know what I mean? Like for me, it's been like 16 days. Like I kept wondering, when are you coming back? I thought you were going to end up staying there for good or something.
Based off all the news from Manchester
I
United,
thought you'd be too busy going to Las Vegas, going to the casinos and all that.
I think probably after the news of Manchester United, I probably wish I probably was on holiday permanently.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, it was a consideration, but let's be honest, I'm back home jet lagged. It's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
How are you doing, Luca? It's been a
good,
while.
man. I'm good. I'm not too bad. Yes, I know people who are watching this, you audience. If you're wondering why that my content is not on YouTube for about a couple of weeks, because I have no internet, and also when I get internet, the content is coming back. I've got a list of ideas what I'm going to be doing, and once when I put it on the community tab, you know where the notification bell is, and we should be back hopefully maybe in the next week or two. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm good, man.
Good. Well, before we get into the groups, we'll go through the comments. Hey there, Reese. I hope you're well. Thank you for coming in. Hey there, Niall. I hope you're well. Thank you for coming in. Hey there, Rather. Hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. Thank you as well, Niall. Hey there, Nippon. I hope you're well. Thank you for coming in. Reese, here's my group. The group that matters to me, probably because your other two teams aren't in the World Cup.
Scotland.
Scotland and Italy.
Yes.
Oh, crap! You're Italy.
To be honest, they've actually got a friendly tomorrow, but I'm not interested in watching it, so I can't be bothered. There you go.
Hey there, Andrew. Hope you're well. Thanks for coming in.
Luca looks like Rocky
Rocky
1.
Balboa in Rocky 1.
You're going to have to get me a picture of Andrew Williams.
Hey there, just me. I hope you're well.
Big up,
Thank
just
you for coming
me.
in. I hope that you had a good break, Niall. I hope you also have a good break as well, Nippon. Hey there, Torsen. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. Vegas. Yeah, Vegas is a lovely, lovely place. So, let's get on to the first game of Group E, and we will go first with Italy versus Japan. Before we
Italy versus Japan?
Germany versus Japan. I'm thinking of Italy, you see. I don't know why. I've got like Milan on the brain, but Germany versus Japan, it is. Do you want to look at both the squads?
Can we start off with Japan first? Because Germany, I pretty much know all the players.
Yeah, we'll go through Japan first then. I'll get, of course, the called up squad for Japan.
Does Kagawa still play football, or was he retired?
I believe he's retired.
Has he? Jesus.
Yeah.
Because I remember him in Japan.
I don't think there's going to be that many people we know from this called up squad.
You may have to zoom it in. I can't see.
I can't go any more zoomed up. I don't think. No, I can't go any more zoomed up.
You'd have to read it out for me because I'm using my phone.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to have to look forward. Kamasha, Gondor, Skimmit from goalkeeper, defence, Nagamto, Yoshida, Sakara, Tangusha, Yamain, Itaru, Yakamara, Tomiyasu, you've heard of him,
yes, of course.
Irikatoke.
Is there one who used to play for Inter Milan? He's probably retired now. Nakatomo or something like that. Reese will know who he is.
Well done for Italy for beating England in the Euros finals. Things you love to see.
Yeah, but Niall, that's old school, mate.
Exactly, Niall. It's literally old. Like the Euros was ages ago. We're concentrating on the World Cup, something that Scotland isn't in, by the way. concentrate on your friendlies this time round. We'll go into the midfield now. The midfield being in Shabaska, Endo, Ito, Asano, Mimiamo. You know that one.
Yes.
Marita. I know Marita from Sporting.
Typical.
Commander, Soma, Mitoma, Madima, Doan, Udida, Tankara, K Kubo. I'm just terrible at
A
pronouncing
funny
names.
name, K Kubo. That's a funny
Yeah,
name.
I'm terrible at pronouncing names. It's probably me, but not really much to say about this
No, the
squad.
only player I know is Tomiyasu. Like, to be honest, right, like, Reese will back me on this one. The Japanese player called Nakatomo used to play for Inter Milan, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally have no clue whatsoever of these players. The only ones
No.
I know of, the ones that have been mentioned. You
Japan
mentioned the
disappoint me.
you obviously know, of course, of the Inter Milan player, which Reese has confirmed he is from Inter Milan. I know Mimiamo
Reese,
from
is he retired?
Reese will be able to know.
He'll Google it.
Yeah. We obviously know Mimiamo as Liverpool player. You know Tomiyasu from
Yeah,
Arsenal, and I know Marita as is from Sporting.
yeah, of course.
But anything you want to mention regarding the squad
But
before
I
we
don't
move
really
on?
know any of the Japanese players. But what I will say is good luck against them against the 2014 World Cup winners against Germany, because for me, Germany are going to be battering them. Japan, I don't know if they've ever played Germany before.
I can get that confirmation, and they have not ever played against each other.
Have they
This
not?
will be their first ever meeting.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
really, could Japan be a potential dark horse?
No, no chance.
They've got two good players who can play in the midfield. They've got Tomiyasu, who I think is quite an underrated fullback, and we don't know the rest of the players.
The only thing is that Tomiyasu is of course he wasn't going to make it to the World Cup for Japan because he picked up an injury in the last few games, and then suddenly he didn't play the weekend against Wolves. So Tomiyasu has just made it, and I do think Japan do need to be very careful with him because since he's come back from injury, he's actually been half decent. So no, I don't. I think Germany are going to batter Japan. I really do.
Okay. Hey there, Liam. I hope you're well.
You
Thank
got
you for
Liam.
coming in. To Niall's question, he hasn't been called up. He is
He's the
still
top.
playing.
He still plays.
Yeah, he's still playing at the moment. But
Mate, Okazaki used to be a baller. I
yeah,
remember the game, right? Right. Italy played Japan in the Confederations Cup. I don't know if you've ever heard of Confederation Cup, right? No, I have not, Andrew, mate. But Italy played, I think it was 2013. Or I can't remember when it was. But Okazaki played in that game, and he was a baller in that game. Italy won 4-3 against Japan, and it was a Confederations Cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to look at the Germany squad?
Yeah,
Even
we won't.
though
Reese,
we'll know
don't
again.
worry, mate. If I get some German names wrong, I won't butcher them. So don't worry.
I literally asked Reese last time when I done a Germany preview with him to actually say the players' names for me. Not because I don't like Germany, because I don't want to pronounce them wrong, and I don't want to.
No.
I
Germany is
don't
a
want
nice
to take
country, man.
offence.
Germany's a nice country. I've been to Munich, so there you go. I went there 2018.
I've never been, so I'm not going to compliment. Yeah, so here's one who what I'd say is how can we say more known. You've got a
Manuel
box
Neuer,
all over a picture.
Andre
Neuer,
Ter Stegen.
Ten Stengen, Trapp in goal. We know all three of them
Who the
goalkeepers.
hell
What?
is Reese? Sorry if I butcher this, right? Armel Bella Kochap.
He is the Southampton player. Southampton bought him during the summer.
That doesn't sound German, but
I think he's only pretty young. He's literally around 22 or something like that. He's a very, very young.
Klosterman. Who's Klosterman?
Klosterman. Oh,
Who's
he's a
that?
Leipzig player.
Any good?
You'd have to ask Reese for that one.
Wow.
But yeah, defenders Bella Kotchap, who you've already asked on slightly. Ginter, Gunter, Guerre, Gloucesterman.
Gertz has been called back up again.
Looks it.
Strange.
Rom, Rudiker, Glotcherbeck, Sewell as defence. Midfield, Gonoretska, Kimmich, Hoffman, Gundogan, Goretzka, Musiala.
He's a good player.
Yeah. Brandit.
Grant, he's good.
Forwards, Adeyemi, Granabe, Kai Havertz, Monkoko.
I'm not impressed with Germany's forwards.
Müller, Fulrig, Sane. I'm gonna say something as well. Like whilst we got this squad up, Kai Havertz is actually the vice captain now for.
He's been shit recently for Chelsea.
He's the vice captain now as well for Germany, and I think that is a pretty surprising one, really, because this is from my personal opinion, is that I actually don't think Kai Havertz is leadership material to get that vice captaincy.
Look, for me, right, Kai Havertz, what does he offer to be a captain for Germany? Because for me, right, Manuel Neuer should be the captain for Germany. He's been Germany's longest servant at Germany. He debuted in 2009, 2010, right? It's been about 12, 13 years he's been at Germany, right? It's a very long period and he's got so much experience and he's still going. But look, Kai Havertz is a decent player, right? But for me, his form this season for Chelsea has been rubbish. And Kai Havertz is not the Havertz what Chelsea fans wanted to buy in the first place. And I think if you take Neuer out of that captain, I'd give it to Rudiger. I genuinely do.
I would have given it Rudiger out of all the people. Even Kimmich, he would have been a great vice captain as well.
Kimmich is the best defensive midfielder in the world.
I agree. There's a lot of there is a lot of leaders in that Germany squad.
Of course.
And for me, it baffles me to give it to Kai Havertz.
I don't know, man. I don't know, because why do you think Kai Havertz deserves the captaincy?
He doesn't deserve the captaincy.
Like vice captain. Why does he have to be a vice captain?
I don't know, but that was
for me. You give it to someone like Kimmich, or Manuel Neuer should. If you're not going to give Kimmich the captaincy, then give Neuer still the captain and give Kimmich the vice captain. And then when Neuer goes, you give it to someone like Kimmich.
Even Gundogan, though, he's at the captaincy.
Gundogan's all right. Yeah, Gundogan will be a very good captain. Even Thomas Muller wouldn't be a bad shout.
Yeah, so it does baffle me, but it was to answer your question for Reese regarding Gloucesterman is a reliable right back / right wing back and centre back. Got pace and good reading of the game. He's useful in team looking to press high with recovery rate.
Is he good enough for Arsenal? I hope it's a yes.
Ravi asked what is the best Germany formation. Based off what I have watched personally in terms of Germany, I would have said a 3-4-2-1.
For me, with Germany, right, like over the years that I've watched them in the World Cup when they've had the Mertezakers, the Podolskis, the Boateng, the Hummels, the Ozils and that, right? Germany normally play, I think they normally play one. Like I think that's what they played in the World Cup, because that game when Germany played England in 2010, right, over the Lampard Tech 9 technology, right? I remember they played. I think they played. Closer was up front. Then they played Podolski on the wing, and then they played someone else on the wing as well. And they had Mesut Ozil playing. Muller was in the squad. You had Bastian Schweinsteiger go at his time when he was good. So I think Germany used to play a 4-2-3-1.
Mm. Yeah, they've played different formations over the years, haven't they? But I think based off the centre backs the centre backs and the full backs that Germany have right now, I don't think four at the back suits them.
Do you reckon? Why is that?
No, Rudiger is awful in a back four. I don't personally think Bella Kotchap is that good in the back four. I don't
The
think
thing
that's
is, when you say that with Rudiger, right, like you make a very good point, Macy, right? Look, you are right in a way, but I thought four in the back would have worked because at Chelsea, right, he's more better as a three at the back.
exactly. That's what I thought. That's why I would have gone for a 3-4-2-1, just because
But
I
how can
think
who can you put a three at the back for Germany? Like are these players even good enough to actually? Because you ain't got the Hummels anymore, you ain't got the Botangs anymore, you ain't got the Fredic, you ain't got the Lams, you ain't got
I
these
think
players.
for me the 3-4-2-1 is quite how could it's quite balanced.
Yeah,
I actually don't mind three at the back in personally, but if I was gonna go for three at the back, I would have had Bella Kotchap, Glosterman, and I would have Rudiger in the back three, and then I'd put Rom as the right wing back.
it's a good shout. It is a good shout. I'm guessing that can work. Because for me, I would thought personally maybe you play Rudiger and Sol, and then obviously play Klosserman in the three, and then play the others at wing backs. Like, after that defense, I don't know any of that defense because it's a new German. The only Germans I know, Macy, I know Rudiger, Sol, the West Ham lad, Ginter.
Yeah.
That's about it. I don't know who Klosterman is. I don't really know who David Rum is. So
He's an
Skolotta
extremely
back.
good wing back. He's a very good full back.
Yeah.
Rom. I've
Is
watched quite a lot of him.
is he good enough to play for Man City and all them lot?
No, he's not, but he's good enough to play in a lot of Premier League clubs. He would easily get into Arsenal. I think he would easily get into Manchester United. I think the only team he wouldn't actually get in would probably be Manchester City. I
Wow.
think, but I do think that he will get into Liverpool. I think he'd get into Spurs. I think he would get into
Chelsea.
Chelsea. I think he will get into a lot of Premier League clubs.
That's true, man. Because obviously I don't really know much about him. There's probably about 3 or 4 players I know. Like, of course, all the old German defenders are retired now. Well, Matt Hummels is still about. Boateng is still about. They played in the last Euros, but you can't really call Hummels and Boateng quite often because Boateng's injured. The guy's finished. Hummels, for me, is at Borussia Dortmund. He's getting on a bit. If you're going to keep calling these players up for experience, the youngsters are not going to develop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Before we get on to the chat, Luca, what score are you gonna go for?
4-0.
Through Japan?
I wish. 4-0 Germany.
I wish you did say Japan. But you know what? I'm gonna go for a tight game here, and a lot of people are gonna be shocked at me when I say this. 1-0 for Germany.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think Japan is gonna be a struggle. I think they've got looking at the midfield and the midfielders I know, they've got great midfielders. And I think it's gonna be a midfield battle in that game. Marita and Minimamo is fantastic in my opinion. I don't know too much about the
Was
forward.
Minamino in the squad?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I don't know too much about their forwards. I can't exactly comment on that. I
Neither
don't
do
know how
I.
many goals they could really score, but I do know for sure they've got a good midfield. And when you do look at the Germany squad, is they've got some great. midfielders there as well of Goretzka and Kimmich, and I
They
think
have.
it's going to be a battle of the midfield when you come into that game.
Look, I look at it. Look, I understand where you're coming from, but for me, look, Japan, Germany, anything can happen in this competition. Yeah, it could be a tight game, right? But I just feel Germany going to battle them because for me, I'm not just going by Luca doesn't know any of the players, right? I'm just going psychological effect. I just think Germany are going to win because you've still got the Mullers, the Sanes, the Gnabry's, the Neuers, and the Rudigers.
Didn't they have a fantastic squad when they got knocked out in the group stages of the World Cup?
Yeah, yes, they did. They did in 2014 when they had the retirement Germany players.
They still had a fantastic squad then. They had basically their World Cup squad when they won the 4 years before that.
Yeah,
Don't ask
exactly.
me don't quote me on a year because I don't want to count 4 years back from that. But they've always had fantastic players, Germany, but I think at times Germany can get caught out. Even if you look at the most recent game Germany played, which was England, they should have battered us realistically with how we played in the Nations
Well,
League.
They should have done, but they clearly didn't.
And they bottled it.
Yeah. You look at the Germany-England game, right? And Reese, if you're watching this, right, I know it hurts you memories, but I'm afraid we've got to mention it, yeah? England, of course, beat Germany 2-0, right? But there was times when Germany, right, had moments in that game where they actually could have actually killed England. They could have killed us. They could have killed England. And but Germany have always had a very good squad. And for me, like Germany used to be semi-final FC, right, in tournaments. But of course, Germany won the 2014 World Cup, and they had Bastian Schweinsteiger. Who remembers Khedira as well? Khedira was another good player, but he's retired now at such an early age. Like Podolski is still going about, but there's no way he ain't gonna come back into international football, right? The guy's done, in my opinion. You had Miroslav Klose, one of the best centre forwards of all time for Germany, and I liked that player. I thought he was really great to watch. So for me, Germany still have a very, very good squad, but can they win? This is why I don't think they'll win the World Cup, and I'll tell you why. Because I just feel like, look, they've got too many youngsters in that defence. That's the thing, if that kind of makes sense, Maisy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
That's why I don't think. Why do you think that they won't win it? Be honest.
I just think at the moment when it really does depend on Germany, when they are looking like the favourites, they don't turn up how you expect them to turn
No,
up.
exactly. And that's something. They're one of those teams who are bottlers FC. So, like,
Oh, this is a good. I'm dreading what the chat's gonna say.
no, I'm just going with my opinion, Macy, man. I'm just going with my
Well,
thoughts
it's our
because
opinion at the end of the
it
day.
is. I don't have an agenda with Germany fans, but what I'm saying
I
is,
have an agenda on Germany.
why do you have an agenda? They haven't done
Because
anything
we
wrong.
hate Germany.
I know
England
we
hates
do, but at the
Germany.
end of the day,
England hates Italy. Like,
I know. Manchester United hate Manchester City. Arsenal hate Tottenham.
yeah, it's just one of them kind of rivalries.
Marseille, Sporting Lisbon hate Porto. So what can I say about that?
Yeah, Sporting hate Benfica.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into the chat. We've put our
Yeah.
predictions in. Liam's looking forward to the Germany-Spain game, and I think that's going to be a fantastic game.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big up,
Rich is in the
Rich.
chat. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. Nippon has asked who will be the winners. Personally, I would say I'm not too sure which kind of way. If you was going to say World Cup winners of all time, like for the whole competition, I've gone for Brazil.
That's what I've gone for.
Yeah. Hey there, Henry. I hope you're well.
We got
Thank you
Henry,
for coming
mate.
in. Can't see Costa Rica getting a point. Yeah, we'll definitely go on to Costa Rica very
Do
soon.
Costa Rica still have Joel Campbell?
I can't. I actually looked at the squad, but we'll have a see anyway. Maze, you're terrible. about laughing.
Trying best not to laugh at Reese.
Hey there, Gaz. I hope you're well. Thank you for coming in. My team, Wales. My team is Wales. I'm happy we're in the World Cup. Can't see us going all the way. I do see that you will get into knockouts.
I think they'll get quarterfinals.
Yeah, I was gonna say as well. Quarterfinals could be a potential. It depends on who you could get coming up because I think it's like you play against the winners if you go runners up. But
Yes, you do.
knowing England, they would fight for runners up and then have and then go for fight for winners and then they'll try and have an easier draw. But yeah, I wish Wales all the best of luck as well going into the tournament. Because even though Wales is another one who is a rival, I still would rather the likes of Wales do much better than a lot of other countries. So, I wish you all the best for the World Cup as well. Let's go on to the next game now. Spain versus Costa Rica. Do you want to look at the squads?
Yeah, can I have a look at Costa Rica's squad, please?
Of course you can.
Do Costa Rica still have Joel Campbell?
We'll have to have a look. Let's. Doesn't like there's a Campbell. Oh yeah, Joel Campbell is there.
Joel Campbell. Yes, come on.
So it sounds like you're happy. Costa Rica squad: Navas, Alvaro.
Navas is Costa Rican.
Yes.
I thought he was Brazilian or something, or Colombian or something.
Seclico, Calvo, Vargas, Watson, Duarte, Chacon, Fuller, Martinez, Ovadio, Matabario, Tender,
Tender.
Yeah, Celso, Borges,
Houston Salas.
Yeah, Wilson, Torres, Lopez, Benete, Zamaria, Hernandez,
Brandon Aguilera, Brian Ruiz, Joel Campbell, Anthony Contreras, and Johan Venegas or something like that.
Considering you were asking a lot about Joel Campbell, what do you make of that squad? I know you know Joel Campbell.
I don't know any. Well, I only know Navas. I know Joel Campbell because of Arsenal. Of course, I know Brian Ruiz. Is that the one from Fulham?
Brian Ruiz.
He played for someone. Who did he play for? Was it Fulham? I don't know. He played for someone.
The school. Yeah, he's played for Fulham. He actually also played. He also played for Sporting as well.
Did he actually? Where's he now?
He's currently at some crappy La Liga team. Yeah, he was at Sport. He left Sporting the 2 years after they won the league.
Right. Brian Oviedo, that rings a bell somewhere, but I can't remember where. No, I think it's a good squad. You've got Keylor Navas. For me, I think Manchester United. Well, actually, you got a backup goalkeeper anyway, so it don't matter. So
Navas. Who's that backup goalkeeper?
I think Manchester United could have got Navas instead of Gibraltar.
Oh yeah, Dubravka.
Because I think Navas is one of those keepers where you feel like, oh my god, if I need a better goalkeeper, that's going to be a good backup.
And I think we actually would have got Navas pretty cheap.
Yeah. And for me, I'll take him right now as a backup.
I like he's got that winning mentality in him.
He has.
Yeah.
I think it's a good squad. Like you've got a few good individual players. You've got Joel Campbell. You've got Ruiz. Certainly, I don't know any much players. It sounds about right. And Navas for me would be one of those keepers that knows the World Cup, would want to keep Costa Rica in the group, try and have an advantage to maybe get at least second place and qualify for the knockout stage.
Mm-hmm. Just me sounds very happy about Wilson. Not too sure why. But
Spanish squad?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Lionesses are currently 1-1 draw. Rachel Daly did score our goal, but anything else you want to touch on regarding the squad?
No, I just think good luck for Costa Rica fans, South American fans. It sounds a good squad. To me, Joel Campbell from Arsenal, who I knew, Brian Ruiz.
You've had a lot of
Um,
Campbells, haven't you?
yeah,
Even your own Judas.
yeah, Sol Campbell.
Yeah. It would have been funny if you had two Judases. Cole Campbell. Do you want to look at the Spain squad?
Of course.
The Spain squad, is run by a very good manager, Luis Enrique. So we'll go on to the goalkeepers: Unai Simon, David Raya, Robert Sanchez.
For me, yeah, go on,
Yeah,
carry on.
you go first, Luca.
Okay, sorry, man. For me, David De Gea is not in there.
He don't deserve it.
I know he doesn't deserve it, but for me, his experience.
But the thing, how Luis Enrique plays and how Luis Enrique sets up is not how David De Gea plays. I know it's about. I know you want experience coming into the World Cup, but on the same breath, you want someone who's able to play based off how the manager works. I think De Gea, he's been good at times, but he's also been bang average at times as well. David Raya has been absolutely outstanding. Robert Sanchez, I rate him very highly. Unai Simone, I don't watch so much of him, so I couldn't exactly say, oh, he deserves to be in that squad or not, but he's been there for a long time. All three of them are brilliant with the distribution, and that's exactly what Luis Enrique wants in a player, which David De Gea doesn't have, unfortunately. But I rate both Sanchez and David Raya highly, and I would happily take both either one of them at
Look,
Manchester United.
I think Roberto Sanchez, right? Robert Sanchez is a very, very good goalkeeper, and he's done very, very well for Brighton. He's a very important goalkeeper. For me, right, I actually think Manchester United should put him as the number one goalkeeper.
Who?
People, Sanchez.
It's funny you say that because Sanchez is actually linked to Manchester United now.
Wow.
And he's only 23, 24.
So that's something which is for the future, Project Youth for Manchester United.
Yeah, all them goalkeepers are. I think Unai Simone is around
David
28.
Raya was linked with us.
David
right?
Raya's around 25, 26, and Sanchez
He was
is around
linked with
23,
us
24.
a few years ago. I think David Raya plays for Brentford.
He does. He's the Brentford goalkeeper. And you know what? Right, I rated David Raya before he actually come to the Premier League.
Did you actually?
I was. Not everybody would know of this, but a couple of people in the chat who's watched me for a long time will be able to quote me on this. Is when we done a thank you, Nippon. Unai Simone's 25. I thought he was a bit older than that, but I actually did. I thought he was a bit older. But in terms of David Raya, I thought he was amazing with his shot stopping and his distribution. I said when the Premier League started and we were talking about Brentford when they first got newly promoted, Ivan Toney, Ebumo, and David Raya were a force to be reckoned with in the Premier League. And the more they came on, the more they were going to be great. And when David Raya was injured for Brentford, you could see the difference in Brentford. They wasn't good at all without David Raya.
No, of course not. But for me, the way I look at it, right, look, David Raya would have been a goalkeeper who I would have took as a backup because I actually think he's a good goalkeeper, and he done well on the weekend against Man City. Look, I'm not going by one game. Wow, he done well against Manchester City, and that was a shock that Brentford won. But for me, he is a really, really good backup goalkeeper, and with Manchester United with Roberto Sanchez, if Manchester United are willing to get rid of David De Gea, then all fair play.
His
because
contract's up in the summer.
Yeah, and De Gea is probably going to go to La Liga. So, however, Sanchez, for me, would have to be that number one goalkeeper. You need a goalkeeper that's quite young. Like, Manchester United are not going to be able to attract someone like an Oblak if
I
you don't
wouldn't
put
want
him.
to be honest, I'm not a fan of Oblak.
You're not a fan of Oblak. He's the best keeper in the world.
Oblak for me is as poor as De Gea with his distribution, and it's going to be one of them where it's what's the point in bringing one player, taking a goalkeeper out who's got poor distribution to bringing another goalkeeper with poor
Who do you
distribution?
think is the best keeper in the world then? If you don't think Oblak,
Neuer.
Neuer, you still think Neuer is?
Yeah, I still think Neuer's the best in the world, and the best young goalkeeper in the world is Robert Sanchez for me, or Donnarumma.
Yeah, Donnarumma, I say.
But I would happily take Rayo Sanchez at Man United. Reese has made another one of AC Milan's goalkeeper in the chat as well.
He's a very good goalkeeper. He plays for France. So if he gets played, like for me, I think like with AC Milan, then why can't they not go with that keeper instead of Lloris? Lloris has been very poor recently.
He has been very poor, yeah, I completely agree. Before we go into the next bits of the squad, who is your favourite player for Spain, Luca?
If I had to choose out of them, I've got more than one. But do I have to pick more than one, or just have to pick the one?
Pick one, be
Pick
interesting.
one. I probably have to go for. It's very difficult to say. Probably. I've got two, but I'll go with one. Either Pedri or Ansu Fati.
Okay. My favourite player out of that Spain squad is Sarabia.
Good shout. He's not a bad player.
What can I say? He's
No,
an
I think.
ex-Sporting
I
player.
think it had to be a Sporting Lisbon reject.
He isn't a reject. Don't leave him alone.
No, I like Pedri because what he did in the European Championships. I think he's a very good player. Danny Amoro, right? I liked him through the under-21s. He was very, very good, talented. A couple of seasons ago, I watched him during the lockdown season, and he was a very good, talented player. And he was in part of the European Championships. And when him and Pedri played in the semi-final of the Euros against Italy last year, those two really, really impressed me. And no, I'm a massive fan of Pedri. I think he's a very good, talented player.
What about Gava? Do you like Gava?
I don't know much about him. I'm not seen him play.
Well, he's a Barcelona player, but for me,
Yeah.
with Gavi and Pedri, is that they're two great players, but I think the world is overrating them and comparing them to the world's
Do you think they're good
greatest
enough to play in
midfielder.
the Prem?
I think yes, they are good enough to play in the Prem, but I think the problem is that when you have got that ceiling there, where you've got fan bases comparing them to the likes of Save and Paul Scholes, and for instance, it's very difficult to have that expectation, and most of the time they do eventually flop. So I think they're great players, but the world is far too overrated on them at the moment. They're still very young. Let them enjoy football.
Well, yeah, because look, at the moment, those two are enjoying themselves. It's a dream to play for Barcelona, Real Madrid. I get that. I know Barcelona are not the team what they were, what people endured, but for the moment, as long as they continue playing football, and they're actually going to get football. Because if you put them in the Premier League, are they really going to get into people's sides? Here's a question: would Pedri and Gavi be going to will walk into any top six side? For me, at this moment of time,
No,
no.
not at the moment. I don't think so at the moment.
Personally, I don't think so either.
Okay, should we look at the next
Attackers.
bit of the squad? So
Yeah.
we got Paul Torres, Jordi Alba, Jose Gaya, Golemon, Eric Garcia, Aspilicueta, um, Cavajal,
Cardial and Laporte.
Laporte, midfield Busquets, Rodri, Pedri, uh, Coca, Gava, Soler, Lorente, and then up front the King Sarabia.
Nico Williams.
Nico Williams, he plays in La Liga, I believe.
Never heard.
Asieno, Marato, Fate, Pino, Torres, Olmo. What do you think of that squad?
It's not the best Spanish squad. It's really, I think their attack is quite crap, in my opinion. Like, Fatty is very good talented. Danny Olmo, I like him from the under-21s. Nico Williams, I've never heard of. Asensio.
I'm sure he does play in La Liga.
Asensio's was a good player, and he was. But the thing is, all these injuries have kind of like put me off. Morata's not that good, really, but when he's on it, he could be good.
Morata doesn't even know where the goal is.
No, he doesn't.
He does
I remember when Arsenal played Chelsea in 2018, 3rd of January, we drew 2-2, right? Morata had loads of chances in that game. He even hit the bar against.
Yeah, exactly. To answer your point about Nico Williams, he is athletic club winger. He's only ever made 2 appearances in the Spain senior squad.
That's poor, man.
He plays only 20.
Like for me, why only have 2 appearances?
He's only he plays for Athletic Bilbao. He's had 40 appearances in the league and scored 3 goals.
That's mad. That's crazy.
So,
like,
I can't obviously go off based off stats, but when you look at them stats, it's quite alarming. Fatty as well is still such a young player to be in. I know you said you rated Fatty, but Fatty isn't a goal scoring machine. There isn't anyone there apart from Sarabia I can look at up front and go, this guy is gonna bang you bare goals.
Look, I think when you look at that Spanish squad, like, there's not many strikers there available. Like they haven't got a David Villa, a Fernando Torres. They ain't got anyone like that. That's particularly, which was a very good goal scoring threat. You ain't gonna get Diego Costa. The guy's not even scored a goal for Wolves, which is shambolic. And I was quite excited for Diego Costa to come back to the Prem because I actually thought he would do something. But for me, he's been getting red cards, having tantrums. And for me, he's not the cost of what people actually like to watch. And for me, when you look at it, Mace, right, then they don't really have a clinical striker. That's the same with Italy as well. Like, Chiesa has just come back from injury, right? But he's still a good player, but he isn't the player what he was in the Euros. And look, Asensio, I like Asensio. I did before. He was linked with Arsenal. But all these injuries kind of put me off. Nico Williams, I don't really know who that is. Ferran Torres is probably their half-decent best player. Like, it's not the best. Like the midfield as well, you've got Busquets. He's the only old, experienced player left as well. This is going to be his last World Cup.
Even though Rodri is on the younger side, Rodri's still got tons of experience.
Well, he has, but for me, he's not older compared to Busquets.
Yeah.
Like, how old is Rodri?
Good question. Rodri is 26.
26, and Busquets is like 35, 36. Mm-hmm. So for me, Rodri's got at least probably 10 years. So, depending how his fitness is. So Koke's a good player as well. They don't really have any. Where's Thiago in that Spanish squad? Why is he not called up?
Get mentioned, but as much as I think Thiago is a great player, I think his injuries have let him down this season.
It has.
Another
Fabregas.
one who has actually been missing, who people have mentioned in the chat and we haven't, Sergio Ramos.
Yeah. But he wants to play for Spain. He even come out and said once before. But for me, right, he's got so much experience, right? And the guy can still play. He's one of the best defenders in the world. He's never played in the Premier League because he knows he's going to get beat in the Premier League. But however, Ramos, right, he's got so much pedigree and so much experience to offer, right? Yeah, the guy gets sent off probably about 50 red cards a season. But however, he's got so much experience, right? This isn't the Spanish squad of what we were talking about back in the day. Like the Iniestas, the Xavis, and David Villa and Torres and Marco Sennas and Fabregases. Like Piqué's on the verge or just retired from Barcelona, right? Like you don't really look. You look at the defense. The defense ain't even that great. Carvial, good defender, got so much
I'd
champion.
say he's probably one of the best fullbacks in the world.
He is. Eric Garcia, don't rate him. Rubbish.
Eric Garcia's crap.
Crap, garbage. Pau Torres, half
Crap.
decent, but not that great. Jordi Alba, old. That's another experienced player in the squad. Jose Gaia was all right as well. The other one, never heard of. Azpilicueta, crap, old, right? Laporte, decent. So Spain have probably got about 2 good defenders in that team. 2-3 good defenders. So that no one can say that Spanish squad's good enough to win the World Cup. Mate, Spain, to be honest, will get to the knockout stage with that squad. Maybe quarterfinals.
I think they'll get knocked out after knockouts.
So do I.
And Liam's right. This squad is farser on the 2010 squad. I don't get it, rather. If you think Porro's overrated, why would you take him at Liverpool?
Then why look at Pedro as well, right?
Pedro Porro is amazing. Like when Pedro Porro doesn't play in the sport, he plays for Sporting. If he doesn't play in that sport, like when he doesn't play for Sporting, Sporting's defense crashes.
The Sporting Lisbon, I didn't even know they had Spanish players. I thought half of them were Portuguese.
No, they've got a few Spanish, but Porro for me, he's so good at going forward. He's got a great connection with Nuno Santos, in my opinion. He's not easily taken down. When players are taking him down when he's going forward, I think he's fantastic. And if Luis Enrique don't want to take him, that's fair enough. But he doesn't. Gomez plays as a centre back, not Porro plays more as a wing back. But I haven't seen him in the back four to comment. Can he play as a proper back four fullback? But I think he will get into a lot of 3 at the back teams. He would be brilliant at Spurs, for instance.
Look, for me, he might be decent for Spurs, but you look at that Spanish squad, it's not that great. Like for me, like I remember, like I used to be really worried about Spain. Even when England would play, even when Italy play, right? Italy used to always be Spain's spokey side. And sometimes it still is. But end of the day, right, that Spanish squad is not the Spain squad like when you had all these players. Like I remember people used to talk about Spain used to be the best team in the world. And they used to be. They won 3 tournaments in a row. And that Spanish squad, right, you compare that to a Premier League team, right? Yeah, okay, you might have a couple of decent, talented players for the future, right? But that Spanish squad right now in that team probably reminds me of a mid-table Premier League team.
Going to the scoreline, the last time Spain played Costa Rica, that was in 2017. Spain comfortably battered Costa Rica 5-0. I can't personally see that lineup again.
No way.
I'm going for a 2-0 win for Spain. I don't know where I'm getting 2 from, but I'm going to go for 2-0. What are you going to go for?
2-1 Spain.
2-1, so you're going to a similar as me. Okay, that's fine. We'll go to the next game. Japan versus Costa Rica. For Japan versus Costa Rica,
1-1. 1-1.
1-1. Last time they played Japan versus Costa Rica, Japan comfortably won 3-0. And that was in 2018.
Jesus.
So you're still going to go for 1-1?
1-1, Mace. 1-1.
Okay. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Japan.
Sounds about right.
Let's see. Reese has gone for 1-0 for Spain. Liam said that he can see them getting undone in the quarters of Spain. Just me's gone for 3-1 for Spain. Nippon's gone 3-2 for Spain. 1-1, same as you for Japan. Wooden spoon game, you can say that again. Spain versus Germany, the potential, as you could say.
To me,
best game.
Germany win this. 3-1.
So, I'm gonna tell you, before you do make your mind up, the last two results of this particular fixture. In September 2020, Germany and Spain played on September, and it was a 1-1 draw. And then they played again 2 months after in November 2020, and Spain beat them 6-0.
Yeah, I remember that. International friendly.
They beat them 6-0.
Reece, you must have been devastated when Germany get battered 6-0.
I bet he does. And if you look at the Spain squad from there, you've got Unai Simon, Roberto, Ramos, Torres, Gaia, Rodrigo, Torres, Coco, Canales, Olmo, and Morata. Is that, for you, really a team you would expect the likes of the Germans to lose against 6-0?
Not really. I expect Germany to win it. Well, let's have a look at Germany's team back then. Timo Werner. Why is Tony Kroos not being called up to the German squad?
What?
Why is Tony Kroos?
He's injured.
Oh, he's injured.
I'm sure he's injured from what I've heard. Or maybe I'm thinking about Lou, so I don't know.
Max,
maybe...
I don't know who that is. Philip Max or something like that. I don't know who that is. Gnabry, Werner's injured, of course. It's a bit kind of the similar German team. What's the bench?
I'll get the bench. Philip Max as well plays for PSV.
Yeah. Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah. So there's the bench as well for both teams.
Not that good, really. Spanish, you got Gerard Moreno. Why is he not being called up as well? Coquella is not been that great this season. Kepa's injured. This David De Gea doesn't get called up. That number 21 for Spain, is he meant to be good?
21 for Spain. Yeah, he's very good. He plays for Real Sociedad.
Why is he not being called up? See, that goes to show my doubts for Spain, man. And Nippon, you said you support...
Caruso is retired.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
Nippon, if you're saying that you support Spain, you support the wrong team, mate, my friend, mate, because your Spanish squad will be very lucky to make the last game, my friend.
Yeah. So, what scoreline are you going to go for?
3-1 Germany.
3-1 Germany. Spell laser. I want to say Germany to lose, but that's just going to be my own bias. 4-0 Germany. 4-1 Germany.
4, you reckon?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I never thought I'd say it. Ugh.
Yeah, but Germany got a better squad than Spain. You got even I back Reese on this one. You know what I mean? Like
It didn't
Germany
make me
have
feel very good in myself, say 4-1 to Germany. It just didn't.
no, but we have to say the prediction. We can't hide our
Well, yeah,
emotions. You
I want
see.
to win this prediction. I want to be in this
Well,
prediction.
yeah, of course. It'd be hilarious if Germany get knocked out. If Germany got knocked out in this position in the last World Cup and lost to South Korea.
I remember. Uh, next game, Japan versus Spain. In terms of Japan versus Spain, this is the first time they'll ever be meeting.
I'm going for a shock.
Go on.
I'm going for 1-0 Japan.
Okay. What made you go for 1-0 Japan?
Hard to know because the reason why you look at that Spanish squad, yes, on paper, Spain have got the better squad on paper than Japan. But I just think it's going to be one of those games where Japan know, you know what, Japan are going to get knocked out. Japan will just play what they play for the team. They just like want to win the game just to go on a good high, just to end it. But I'm going for 1-0 Japan, man. I think Spain will probably already qualify. Spain will put a weak side out. Like, I think Japan are going to win 1-0, mate.
I like that. Son do a masterclass on Portugal. Well, I want Bruno to do well, but there's other reasons why I don't want them to do well. But in terms of Japan versus Spain, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Sounds realistic.
If I'm thinking how good the midfield is as good as I think it is, then I think they'll do not too bad. 3-0 for Spain from just me. Let's go on to the last one: Costa Rica versus Germany. In terms of Costa Rica versus Germany, first time they've ever played against each other.
Is it really? I'm going to go for Germany to win 3-0. Germany, but 3-0 Germany.
I'm gonna go for.
Costa Rica 1-0.
In my dreams, 2-0 for Germany. I won't say as gritted teeth this time, but yeah, 2-0 for Germany. 1-0 Germany from Reese. I'm a bit surprised on that one. 4-0 for the Germans from Henry and 3-2 from just me. So we'll go to the table prediction. Who you got for first place?
Germany first, Spain second, Costa Rica third, Japan fourth. Actually, Japan third, Costa Rica fourth.
Japan third.
Third and Costa Rica fourth.
Okay. I've always got one team that I back. I don't know why, but there's always a team in my mind where I'm like, they're gonna do it. And I've gone for the same as you. I've gone for Japan. I mean, Germany to finish first. I put Costa Rica instead of Costa Rica. I've gone for Japan to finish second.
What?
Yeah, I'm doing it. Japan
Clip
second.
This 59 minutes and 1 second. She said Japan will finish second. Reese, you know what you have to do.
Japan second. I'm going to go for it. Japan second.
Jeez, give your opinions and thoughts.
The reason why I think this is that I'm quite disappointed with the team that Spain has brought through. They've missed out on some big serial winners there. They haven't got a proper forward player. They've got too many inexperienced players who doesn't have international tournament experience. Gavi, for instance, is one who doesn't have that. Fati is another one that doesn't have that. So Rabia hasn't been playing for Spain for a very long time. David Raya only recently came into the squad. I'm not saying he's going to be playing at all because I don't think he will, but he's still very inexperienced for a World Cup tournament. Eric Garcia, such a wrong decision to make. Aspilicueta, he should have been dropped because I'm sorry to say, He simply hasn't been good enough to be called up.
Sounds about right.
But I will go for the unthinkable, and I'm going to go Spain to finish third and Costa Rica to finish fourth.
Sounds about right. It does sound about right, but I just think Spain will qualify just because they're the bigger team and just got experience.
I just think for me, Japan could be a potential underdog.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. You never know because look, Japan could be one of those teams where, yeah, okay, look, we don't know half of their squad. I'm not cussing their team. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, like, you've seen it in the World Cup. No one expected Germany to get knocked down, get eliminated, and finish third or fourth bottom from a loss to South Korea. So no one expected that.
Mm-hmm.
So anything can happen in this tournament. Like, okay,
Exactly.
Costa Rica are actually half decent, right? Yes, they're not Spain. They're not Germany. But it's a South American team. Yes, they're not up there with the Uruguays, the Argentinas, and the Brazils and Paraguays. But what I will say is like when you look at their team, it's not that bad if you think about it. Whereas Japan, like, I don't think he's not that great. So I don't know. Anything can happen really in this tournament, and I look forward to it really.
Definitely. Liam's gone for Germany, Spain, Japan, Costa Rica, same as you. Henry's gone Germany, Japan, Spain, Costa Rica, same as me. Reese has gone Germany, Spain, Japan, Costa
Points.
Rica. Put Zerman's top. No, thank you.
Are you speaking German?
Not a chance I'd wear a Germany top.
Einstein. That's my words. Thank you very much.
Zero chance of me wearing a football top. I'll be retiring from international football myself before I look at Germany. Just me's gone for Spain, Germany, Japan, Costa Rica. So we'll do the guaranteed goal scorer now. I'm definitely not picking Kai Havertz.
I know exactly who I'm going to pick.
Who are you going for?
Musiala for Germany.
Musiala.
Yeah. Musiala. That's my goal scorer.
I have.
You just don't want to see the German player, don't you,
man? This is a tough one.
Musiala. If I didn't say him, I probably would have gone with Gnabry, someone like
that. Thomas Muller. Thomas Muller, who gets pocketed by Calvin Phillips. Fatty from Liam. No, Rafa, there's no way I would ever wear a Germany shirt. Henry's gone for Gnabry and Musiala. I'm still thinking who should I have.
Take your time, man.
I know, this is hard because Spain don't have goal scorers. Germany's crap. Costa Rica, poo. You know what? I'm going to stick by the boys Japan. Marita to score.
What? Reese, are you listening to this? Who? Who is that? I don't know his name.
Marita.
I know who that is. I could just go with Minamino.
He's a Sporting player. He plays as a creative midfielder for Sporting. Hi, Football Power Hour. Hope you well. Maisie is half German. No, I'm definitely not half German.
Well, you might be half German because Reese might have to teach some German words.
Probably. He doesn't show some respect. Euros. Sane exists. Really? Adiema, don't know who that is. Munkonko, nah.
Never heard of him. Gundogan,
Gundogan, Goretzka, nah. Marita all the way. I'm gonna go for Marita.
If he gets top goal scorer, my God.
Say Murata from Football Power Hour. I want to win this. If I say Murata, I know it's an instant zero. Morata's not going to score. Thank you, just me. So we'll wrap it up here. Thank
That's
you
fine.
for coming on, Luca. It's been a great show.
Yes.
Would you like to shout out your socials?
Yeah, yes, of course. My YouTube channel is Luca AFC. Just to wonder if you I'll recap it from the beginning. Is because the reason why I've not been uploaded, just go and have a look at my community tab and have a read. Sorry for the long paragraph convincing. But no, I haven't got any internet at the moment, so in my own apartment. So therefore, for me, once when I get internet up, I'm hopefully to get it fixed by next week. There will be plenty of content on the channel. So until I get my internet running, Lucas back on YouTube moaning about Arsenal again. But yeah,
You haven't
subscribe.
had much to moan about Arsenal this
No, the
season. There's
rants are
only
not
been
coming.
3 games to moan
Yeah,
about.
yeah, but the rants are not come out, and I'm enjoying it. I'm
You
enjoying
enjoy
it.
what? Not
People,
ranting.
yeah, people already come in for me to rant. They expect me. Oh my god, Lucas is gonna go live, and then that's it. But no, subscribe to the channel, Luca AFC. We are about 13, 14 away from 2.5K, and if you can get me that, then that would mean the world to me, man. But thank you very much, Maisy, for inviting me on another podcast. It's been great, and yeah,
I'll look forward to, of course, our one on Thursday. In
yes.
I wanted to also touch on as well. Everyone knew last month I'd done breast cancer awareness for the channel. The breast cancer awareness, if you do want to donate to breast cancer now, the link is in the description. But I've added all the super chats in from October as agreed. A total has been raised of £126 from donations what's been made
That's good,
by
man. That's good.
yourselves.
£126. That's good.
Yeah, donations what's been made by people directly onto this page, and also people who have made super chats from October. In total, I put it here for you all to see. A total for super chats was raised for October for £72.17.
Get the money in.
So that has made now £126 that has been raised to breast cancer now, to help raise awareness for breast cancer, to help with medication, to help with facilities, to help get some support for people who does have breast cancer and the families and friends who are affected. So there's people here who had donated onto onto here, Liam being one, Chris being another, and it's been great. £10 being raised, £5, 30, a very generous £30, £10 there, and of course the £72.17 what's been raised by numerous of different people who did donate onto the channel. Thank you, Reese, as well
We
for the
got Reese.
£5, and I'll add that straight after this. I will literally add that right now whilst we speak, so we know it's been done. Um,
Add that to 131 quid.
that, and I will literally. I'm gonna put my bank details in, so I don't want obviously people to see the bank details. I'm gonna add Reese's name onto there because Reese was the one who donated it, of course. So if you bear with me a few seconds, and that's gonna get added on. Literally, I was like,
So big up everyone. Yes, how's everyone?
yeah, I'm very strange. I know my card details off the top of my head.
I don't know it.
I know it's good, but it's bad. So bear with me a few moments, and that will get added on as we speak. I don't like stuff. Bear with me one moment. It's just loading. Take its time.
Internet FC.
Internet FC, yeah, defo. Liam also has a PlayStation 5, which is great.
Yeah, for me, right, Liam, once when I get my internet running, right, I haven't been able to play FIFA, so therefore I haven't been doing practice FC. So for me, once when I get my internet running, hopefully by next week, yes, there'll be plenty of content coming out, Liam, and like I want a lot of people wondered where I was. So for me, I haven't gone forever, Liam. Once when I get my Wi-Fi sorted, it'd be all good.
Mm-hmm.
And a new iPhone as well. So
A new iPhone as well. Yeah, so we've added the donation onto the channel anyway. As we've seen, it's been done live. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming onto the channel, onto the chat. It's been great, and thank you very, very much as well, Luca.
yeah,
It's
no
been
worries, man.
fantastic
Always
coming
free
on.
to help everyone. If anyone needs me to come on their channels, I'm always free all the time. And if they want to help them grow up and get their subscribers up, then always DM me on Twitter, Martin AFC. Twitter's the best thing to contact me, and in also Instagram as well. So DM me on those socials. And if you ever need me to jump on a stream and chat about football, just drop me a DM, man. It's free of charge.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming on, Chris. It's good to see you. I'm off as well, just like Niall is. I'm watching I'm a Celeb, baby. So, take care, everyone. Hit that like and subscribe button. Me and Luca are back on Thursday, 8 o'clock.
Yes.
It is.
Yes, we
We'll
are.
be
Yes.
doing group F, and we'll get our predictions in then. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.